wild story out of Florida. The New York Post is reporting this. FEMA, according to the New York Post, is admitting it's true. When the Hurricane Helene hit Florida, according to this report, FEMA employees were told to ignore the homes and properties that had Trump signs. They were not able to get help from FEMA because supervisors allegedly told FEMA workers, if you saw a Trump sign in front of someone's home, do not go to that home and offer them any help from the hurricane. There's evidence, according to the New York Post. There's chats. There's screenshots. Apparently it's true. FEMA is coming out tonight saying that they're deeply saddened, disturbed that this happened. But how often does this happen in government now? Peeling a lot back. Very interesting. Very sad for those people. Make sure you're following me right here. I'll keep you updated on stories like this and much more.
According to the Daily Wire, this is a staggering story. FEMA officials, which should be helping everybody, directed hurricane relief workers in Florida to avoid certain homes that had Trump signs in their lawn. Okay, here's the report according to the Daily Wire. A FEMA supervisor told workers in a message to avoid homes advertising Trump as they canvassed Lake Placid, Florida, to identify residents who could qualify for federal aid. Internal messages viewed by the Daily Wire reveal. The supervisor, Marnie Washington, relayed this message both verbally and in group chat used by the relief team. Multiple government employees told the Daily Wire. So now hurricane relief also politicized.
Yeah, no question. And by the way, there was already outrage that so many FEMA funds had been raided to give to illegal immigrants. And so obviously people are saying we gotta take the politics out of something as essential as emergency relief. I mean, this is insane. And by the way, the FEMA spokesperson has a statement. FEMA helps all survivors, regardless of their political preference or affiliation. And we are deeply disturbed by this employee's actions. While we believe this is an isolated incident, we've taken measures to remove the employee from their role and are investigating the matter to prevent this from happening ever again. The employee who issued this guidance had no authority and was given no direction from anyone to tell teams to avoid these homes. And we are reaching out to the people who have not been reached as a result of this incident.
Can you believe that FEMA officials in Florida skipped houses with Trump signs in front of them in October after the hurricane? I thought this world was going down the tubes under Kamala and Joe, but now we see why we needed President Trump, and he would fire these people. Under Kamala and Joe, they just suspended him or switched his role, took him off of this type of case. But take a look at this.
Removed from their role after a message shows the employee directing disaster relief workers to skip homes advertising support for President-elect Trump after devastating hurricane damage in Florida. Madison Scarpino is live with the very latest on this story. And Madison, are we learning what's happening to this employee?
Anita, we're still waiting to clarify the exact measures that have been taken. As you mentioned, they say that the employee has been removed from their role, but FEMA tells Fox they are deeply disturbed and horrified by this. And now FEMA, House Republicans, and Florida officials are all investigating the incident. And this all happened in Highlands County, Florida, back in October last month. The county was hit hard by Hurricane Milton and backed President-elect Trump by over 56% on Tuesday. The Daily Wire obtained private messages showing a FEMA official instructing workers there to avoid homes advertising Trump. In a system tracking applications, hurricane relief workers would enter. They made no contact with that resident, saying, quote, Trump sign, no contact per leadership, according to the report. Now, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is calling this a blatant weaponization of government and goes on to say with new leadership on its way to D.C., he's optimistic these partisan bureaucrats will be fired.
From the New York Post, see, I told you FEMA wasn't helping certain groups. It's all a political game.
My message is that things have to change, and they have to change right now. It is time to show the whole world that America is back, bigger and better and stronger than ever before. The more people tell you it's not possible, that it can't be done, the more you should be absolutely determined to prove them wrong. Treat the word impossible as nothing more than motivation. Never stop fighting for what you believe in and for the people who care about you. Carry yourself with dignity and pride. Demand the best from yourself. The more that a broken system tells you that you're wrong, the more certain you should be that you must keep pushing ahead.
They don't know that we know that they know.
Joey, they know that we know. Joey. They could.
And breaking tonight, Republican lawmakers now confirming a report that says after Hurricane Milton, a FEMA supervisor told disaster relief workers in Florida to avoid homes with Trump signs in their yards. FEMA says it believes the incident is isolated, and the supervisor who gave the anti-Trump order is no longer in that role. The senior national correspondent Kevin Cork is live in D.C. with what we're learning about this tonight. Kevin, good evening.
Evening, Trace. Quite a story. Imagine if you'd been impacted by a major storm, hoping the government, the one that you send your taxpayer funds to, will aid in your recovery, only to discover that if you support Donald Trump, they're going to ignore you altogether. And that's apparently what happened in the great state of Florida, where a FEMA supervisor allegedly told workers in a message to avoid homes advertising Trump as they canvassed Lake Placid, Florida, to identify residents who could qualify for federal aid. And tonight, credit where credit is due, that FEMA official has been removed from her role by the agency. In a statement to Fox News Digital, a FEMA spokesperson said the agency is deeply disturbed, noting the official who gave the instruction was given no direction to tell teams to avoid these homes. Quote, while we believe this is an isolated incident, we have taken measures to remove the employee from their role and are investigating the matter to prevent this from happening ever again.
I'm baffled by the left. Like, I don't understand the party as a whole. Surface level people who look up to Hollywood, which Hollywood are a bunch of, and they don't care about you and they don't know about real life. And you're losing rights. Go travel a little bit. You'll see losing rights. FEMA workers are told to avoid homes with Trump signs. I'm baffled. You guys are the most hateful people I've ever met in my life. And I can't even talk to you because of it. You guys aren't a party of common sense. You shave your heads when things get tough. You guys are insane. Grow up.
You